Life is not just the passing of time. Life is the collection of experiences, the refining of character, and the accumulation of wisdom. And if you're going to live life well, if you want to really live, not just exist, then you're going to need some lessons. Not just any lessons, but timeless ones. The kind that shape your future and define your destiny. I didn't always have the answers. In fact, I spent years looking for them. I was broke at 25, and by 31, I was a millionaire. What happened in those 6 years? Did my circumstances change? Yes. Did the economy turn? A little. But more than that, I changed. My philosophy changed. My mindset changed. And the change came from lessons. 5 of them. 5 timeless truths that still guide my decisions today. You see, life is like the ocean. The winds blow, sometimes gently, sometimes with fury. And here's the truth. You don't control the wind. You don't control the economy. You don't control taxes. You don't control the weather. You don't even control what other people say or do. But what you do control is the set of your sail. When I learned this, my entire life began to change. I used to blame everything. My job, the government, my circumstances. I'd say, if only my boss wasn't so difficult, or if the market was better, or if I had more time. But then it hit me. The wind blows on us all. What matters is how I respond. What matters is how I adjust. Success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So what does it mean to adjust your sails? It means discipline. It means responsibility. It means learning new skills when the world changes. It means developing a philosophy that isn't built on excuses, but on ownership. It means looking yourself in the mirror and saying, if it's to be, it's up to me. When the economy dips, what will you do? When your relationships face trials, how will you respond? When plans fall through, how quickly do you adapt? Winners aren't lucky, they're prepared, and they're flexible. Because they understand this law, the wind is indifferent, but your sail is yours to set. Boy, did this one sting when I first heard it. But let me tell you, it lit a fire in me. I used to wish everything was easier. Man, I hope my job gets easier. I wish making money was easier. I hope relationships get easier. And then one day, my mentor, Earl Schoaf, said something I never forgot. He said, "Don't wish it were easier, Jim. Wish you were better." Boom. That hit me like a freight train. I realized in that moment, I was the problem, but I was also the solution. If your income is small, don't curse your job. Improve your skills. If your health is suffering, don't blame genetics. Change your habits. If your relationships are struggling, don't wait for others to change. Work on you. This is about capacity. You can't pour 10 gallons of success into a 1-gallon mindset. You've got to expand your container, stretch your thinking, sharpen your discipline. Wishing it were easier is a poverty mindset. Wishing you were better, that's a growth mindset. Ask yourself, what skills do I need to develop to be better? Is it leadership, communication, discipline, time management? Whatever it is, get to work. Because the world doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your worth. You don't get what you want, you get what you deserve. So invest in yourself like your life depends on it. Because it does. Now let me tell you, this one transformed the trajectory of my entire career. I used to work hard on my job, 40, 50, even 60 hours a week. I was diligent, I was showing up, but I was still broke, I was still unfulfilled. And then I heard these words, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Why? Because you bring you to everything. Your job is temporary, but you are permanent. Your character, your knowledge, your values. These are the things that compound over time. If you become more valuable, you'll be paid more. If you become wiser, your relationships will improve. If you become more disciplined, your health will follow suit. The key isn't your job, it's your growth. I started reading more books. I started listening to tapes, attending seminars. I began journaling, reflecting, asking hard questions. I started to upgrade my mind, not just my tools, and that changed everything. Your job may give you a paycheck, but personal development gives you a future. Think about this. You can multiply your income tenfold by multiplying your value. And the value doesn't come from the position you hold. It comes from the person you become. Make a habit of asking, how can I grow today? Not just survive the day, grow through it. When you improve, everything around you improves too. Now let me tell you something most people won't. Disappointment is guaranteed. You'll plan big and the world won't cooperate. You'll trust someone and they'll let you down. You'll invest time, money, emotion, and still lose. And in those moments, you'll be tempted to give up, to back off, to close your heart and play it safe. But here's the truth I had to learn, and oh, was it a tough one? You must learn to discipline your disappointments. Disappointment is part of the process, but hear me, discouragement is a choice. Let me give you an example. I remember when I gave one of my very first seminars, I poured everything into it. I advertised, I invited, I was fired up. And guess how many people showed up? 6. 6 people. One of them was asleep. One left halfway through. The others barely engaged. Now at that moment, I had a choice. Get discouraged or get better. And I chose better. I refined my message. I studied harder. I learned how to deliver with more power, more purpose. I use that disappointment not as a reason to quit, but as fuel to grow. Too many people let failure write their story. They get hurt, so they stop loving. They lose once, so they stop trying. They're rejected, so they stop risking. But let me tell you, the pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. You see, disappointment only becomes defeat when you let it define you. But if you discipline it, if you contain it, it becomes your teacher. Next time something falls apart, don't ask, why me? Ask, what can I learn? The people who succeed at the highest levels aren't the ones who avoid failure. They're the ones who master their response to it. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants freedom. Everyone wants to live a good life. But very few people are willing to embrace the process. They chase hacks. They look for shortcuts. They wait for the big breakthrough. But real success, it's not magic. It's not luck. It's consistency. It's discipline. It's doing the small things daily. I'll give you an example. You don't have to read a book a day. Just read 10 pages a day. That's 3,650 pages a year. That's 15 to 20 books. That knowledge alone can change your income, your relationships, your mindset. You don't have to run a marathon, just walk a mile a day. That's 365 miles a year. That's a stronger heart, clearer mind, longer life. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Just master your mornings. Get up early, read, reflect, move your body, set intentions. Do that for a month. Watch your life shift. We are not the product of what we do once. We are the product of what we do repeatedly. Discipline is doing what you should do, when you should do it, even if you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Anyone can be disciplined for a day, but the winners, the leaders, the ones who live extraordinary lives, they show up every day, rain or shine, motivation or not. They don't wait to feel like it. They've made it a standard. Let me tell you what's dangerous: neglect. A few errors in judgment, repeated daily, and you've got disaster. Skip the gym today? No big deal. Skip it tomorrow? Still okay. But skip it for a year? Now it's a problem. Ignore your finances for a week? No panic. Ignore them for a year? Now you're buried in debt. Life is always moving. The question is, are you moving intentionally or by default? Discipline may feel hard at first, but over time, it becomes freedom. So here they are again, 5 timeless lessons. Not just ideas, but keys. Keys to unlock the future you desire. To step out of average and into excellence. Adjust your sails. Wish you were better? Work on yourself. Discipline your disappointments. And practice the simple disciplines every day. You don't need more time. You need more direction. You don't need the stars to align. You need to align yourself with timeless truths. Because when you do that, when you embrace these philosophies, not only will your income change, your relationships improve, and your health transform, but something deeper happens. You become a person of value. You become a person of character. You become a person who doesn't just live life, you lead it.